everybody. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome. Bev and I are live here tonight. So happy you can all join us. If Thanks for being here, Bev. I really appreciate you coming on.
thanks for having me, Linda.
Of course. Um, as you guys know, I think you know anyway. If you don't know, our tribe hall that we had, I guess a week ago Sunday, got smacked down by YouTube, and I got a community strike. I didn't get a warning. I got a strike. They took the content down and they suspended my account. So that's where we've been. And that's why we didn't have another tribe hall. So if you haven't seen that video, Bev, I know you know we didn't say anything wrong.
I didn't think we did. We're just talking about everything that was going on, but you got to watch so carefully what you say.
You do. You really got to watch what you say. And I've learned my lesson, YouTube. So if you're watching this and you're watching this channel and you're watching this video, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say anything wrong to get censored. I want to keep this channel. But if you guys want to go see, I do have a Rumble channel. And if you want to see that video, it's over there. Same name, Lynda Light. And it's also on my website, teachpeacedesigns.com or lindalight.com. So feel free to go check out that video if you want. I also want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for being loyal, supportive patrons. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm so grateful. And I just finished the reading because YouTube posts my videos for Patreon. And I believe, actually, Bev, I believe we can now upload videos directly to Patreon, but I'm not sure if you have to have a paid account or not. So I got to look into that. But I saw
That'd
that
be
today
good.
when I was posting. But since I host my videos on YouTube, I couldn't post over there for the readings. So they were all done and taken care of today. It's all uploaded and ready to go. And oh my God, it was a really, really, really powerful reading.
Can't
So
wait to see because, man, things have really been coming through the last few days, haven't it?
they have. And I did a card reading, but it was like Spirit was just downloading information, and it just kept coming through. And some of this, hey Diane, hi. So some of this, the information that was coming through, I want to say that I know it's for patrons, but I am going to say the highlights of this coming up for the rest of July. And I did talk about July going into August, and I'm going to do another reading for August for you guys too. But the one for the rest of the next 3 weeks, give or take, the themes that are going to be coming up is for us when we elevate things, it's going to be all about forgiveness and gratitude. And, there's a lot more to it. So if you're not a patron, go on over there at a white light level and above. You can get the monthly readings and get access to this information. Little plug there. Shameless plug for Patreon.
That's all right. I can't wait to see it, Linda, because I've been a member for a while now, and I always enjoy the readings.
Oh, thank you.
Spot
Yes.
on.
And thank you. You've been following me for quite a while and supporting me. Thank you, Bev. I really, really
Oh,
appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Yes. Good girl. Listen, so what's going on? There's so many things happening. There's so much we can talk about. This is not a tribe hall gathering. We're gonna maybe try to reboot that and just be very careful about what we say, because you have to these days. We can't freely speak our minds without getting smacked down. So we'll just watch certain topics and not get into anything medical, and I guess we'll be okay. So there is so much happening around the world, and discussing some of these things. I have no bullet points. You'll be happy to know, Bev. We're
And I
just
have
gonna
no notes either. So, yeah, we're just kind of winging it tonight. I know a little bit of astrology that kind of stuck in my head. So, yeah.
It's free will. And well, I want to hear about the astrology too. And if it's okay, I'm going to get you now on the spot while you're live. You want to come on and do another astrological update? We'll plan another thing around that when, another week or
Yes.
so, or whenever you're ready for that, maybe next week or after the
I'm
weekend
I'm
sometime
thinking, yeah, I'm thinking next week because we
next
got a
week.
lot of stuff coming on tap here in this next week. It's a pretty powerful one. And
Yeah. And
I'm just getting into it now. So yeah, I got a little preview, and yeah, I think we should do it because yeah, there's a lot coming in.
it's all tied into these world events and everything, which is really crazy, which, we can talk about whenever you want to jump in with that, because the stuff that's happening is like not just daily, but it seems to be hourly. One of the things I wanted to point out, we were just talking about this, is there was an M-class flare that flew off. And this ties into, if you don't know yet, Canada was shut down, internet, one of the major providers was out. I don't know if they're still out or not, but I know that they were out for many hours today. No ATMs, no internet. They couldn't call 911. People couldn't eat in restaurants because everything, all the credit card things are all tied
Everything was
to they,
cash only. Yeah.
yes, and they're all tied, even
Yes.
food stores and everything. It's like you can't get. So it's best to be prepared. And I'm not gonna sound the alarm, but I have to tell you, I have to put this out there, guys. Get yourself out to the store like tomorrow morning. I know it's a Saturday morning, the stores are busy, but do it. Get some water, get some basic necessities, whatever you think you might need. Don't be hoarding stuff, but get what you need to survive, because there's an M-class flare coming in. And whether it's by design and they're trying to deceive, or whether it is a real M-class flare coming in, it was an X-ray that hit us. And when the X-ray comes first, it's an inbound. What was it? James Kaufman put that out just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he was talking about it. NASA said that it put a tear in the dimension, or in our
atmosphere.
In our atmosphere.
Yes.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word, but yeah, that's the first time I've heard that. So you know what? A heads up and being a little cautious. I think it's normal to just expect the best and prepare for the worst. It's better to be not caught.
It is, and I heard people talking before about how they're going to use a solar flare as an excuse to shut things down.
Yes.
Who knows? Who really knows? In any case, if it gets shut down, you're not in any position to be doing research or anything anyway, really. So it's best to make sure you have your basic necessities, and that's how I feel. But there's been so many things that feel like they're triggering the next one and triggering the next one, and it's just like this big domino effect.
Yeah, it is. It's a domino effect. And I mean, I'd hated to say it. I had said, I don't remember if I said it on the show or not, but I knew that the July 4th weekend was really going to be a vital one. And I did not want to be right about that, but the energetics were there for it. So many things happened. Then we had the thing with CERN. Then we had the thing with the Georgia Guidestones. I mean, so many things has come to pass in the last couple of days. It's insane.
And then after that, then we just had the prime minister of Japan getting assassinated. Like, that's the next thing. And it's like he had put out something about wanting to protect Taiwan, and they were saying Taiwan was the same as, like, Ukraine in, like, I don't know if it's biolabs or if it's, human trafficking, or I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not trying to act like I know about it, but I know things that people have been saying that have been deep in the research have been saying that, to keep an eye out for Taiwan. And if he was a supporter of Taiwan, I mean, we don't know. We don't know all these details. We only know what the news tells us and what research comes from the outside that gets squashed and censored. So it's like, I want to get my information from all the sources, discern, and then make up my own mind. And right
that's
now,
what you have to do. Yeah.
Right now, I'm literally just like, I'm going to stay neutral. I'm going to stay on the fence, because I can't believe what the news tells me. I can't believe, like, I can't just take one person's word for it, but it's like, I like to get all my information from many sources and then sit with it, see what feels right, and get my own downloads and see what, spirit and God's telling me on the inside. Like, what is my soul telling me is truth? And sometimes you just got to stay emotionally stable with these things, because it's very triggering. And when we got hit with so much radiation today, he said the actual what do you call it? The M class, the thing that hit us was the X-ray first, then the flare is going to come in fast. And he said within 48 hours, it's not going to take like 3 days, because it's fast moving. So stay in your own lane. Yes.
Yeah, stay in your own lane right now, big time.
That one's going up on a big board. Yes.
It's just so much, and so many, I said when everything, was in Gemini there for a while, things were going to start really coming out, and you had Mercury go into Gemini. So, I mean, the pace of things coming out, there were so many things I just heard this morning, and I'm still processing stuff from the last couple of days. I mean, I've been listening to a lot about CERN, got down a rabbit hole watching Stranger Things. And it's funny because, you're talking about, we listen to many different sources and then kind of put them together. What's funny, because people I've listened to for years, one of them mentions another one the same, and they're all tying back together. So I know I'm on the right track, because there's no way that all these people would keep tying back in together. I mean, it was just like me finding you, and then I found Sherry through you. Then I found Laura Walker, and just different people as they all start mentioning each other. It's like, no, this is not a coincidence. I do not believe it is.
Well, I stopped believing in coincidences a long time ago, but Honestly, I was traumatized by the 4th of July. I mean, so many people were. Anyone who saw what happened, like, you can't say, and it's not just then. We've been traumatized and re-traumatized and re-traumatized. And these things
For the
like,
last
my
couple years.
oh my God, and, since probably 9/11 actually, but like,
Yeah, yeah, but
right?
really bad the
Re
last couple. Yeah,
they just keep repeating it and repeating it on the horrible scenes, but, it's like we're mourning with them even though it didn't happen in our own backyard. Well, Philly did, but there's something so odd about Philly. I said right away, my mom and I were watching that live when it happened, and we're only like 35 minutes west of the city, so, this was a big deal. We're watching this and it's like, what? And watching people running and the whole live thing unfolding on local news, and like, it was crazy, and it's like you're
I can't even
traumatized.
imagine.
Well, after seeing what happened with the parade, and then so first you had the Akron thing, the recent, this is just recent. The thing in Ohio happened, the thing in
Yeah.
Illinois at the parade, and it's like that was Illinois, right, for the parade?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was Chicago, right next to Chicago.
right. And you're traumatized by that because you see these people running in the parade. They keep showing that one scene where everybody with the blue shirts, they're running when they figure out what's going on, and people thought it was fireworks. You see the lady crawling on top of the child in the store trying to protect them, and like all the video footage of it. Even if you only saw one snippet, one little video, it's like all you can think about. I don't know, me personally, all I could think about was those children and those people, the adults, but my heart breaks for the kids because they've been so
Yes.
traumatized as it is. Now, like,
Yes.
4th of July will never be the same. And I know there's some people out there that don't want to celebrate. They're angry with our country. Um, I see a lot of hypocrisy, which is going to lead to us being united. I
Yes.
see,
Yes.
the hypocrisy, and let me explain that real quick, because the hypocrisy is like, you have people saying, you need to wear this, you need to get this and everything to protect everybody, right? And there was a group of people that were saying, no, my body, my choice, right?
Right.
And everybody else was angry with them. It's your rights. You don't have rights when it comes to protecting the public. This was like a major point. So you have those people there. But now, when the Roe v. Wade thing was, and I probably shouldn't talk about this too much, but when that happened, now they're starting to say, hey, our rights are being stripped away. And, there's this big push for the other end of it. And it's like, you can't have it both ways, but
No.
it can be something to unite everybody because we all deserve to have our rights under the Constitution. This is what we're supposed to have. And I could go on that for a long time. I really could. I could talk all night about it. And it's traumatizing, it's upsetting, and yet it can be uniting if we use critical thinking, if we use discernment, and God, if we have gratitude for the state of our lessons or our blessings. Thank you, Sarah, for bringing that up. I think back in the symposium, I think that's the first time I heard her say it, maybe, or maybe on the
Yes. I love that
144,
too. Yeah.
because it comes back so many times. And it's like, if you don't learn from it, how do you turn that into a blessing? How do you consider somebody harming you or doing you wrong, doing you dirty? How do you consider that a blessing? Well, you learn from it. It's a
It teaches
lesson.
you a lesson. Yes, it does. It's a
Yeah.
painful way to learn it, but
Oh my God, yes. They say we don't grow without pain. That sucks. But that seems to be what's going on, prison
it's a
planet Earth here.
contrast. Yeah, you can't have the good without knowing what the bad is, because then you wouldn't know what good is. I mean, it comes down to that. And as far as people, in the division, actually there are more similarities than there are differences.
Yeah.
But they take those couple little differences that are on a nerve, and they know the trigger point, and that's how they pull it. If you
Hot
took us
buttons.
aside and we took those hot buttons away, you'd find out we have more in common
Yep.
as humanity than people would ever believe. But they play with the heartstring and the emotions. I mean, just like that thing in Akron, that hit me at a core
Oh.
level that just, I mean, that's an hour for me. And just listening to that, I mean, I'm not going to get into the specific whatever. Anyway, it was gut
Yep.
wrenching just to listen. It hit
It
me at
was
that
horrible.
level. My gut just
Horrible.
sunk
And
just
you told
listening
me
to
that.
that.
You told me that, and you warned me not to watch the video on that. And I watched it and I regretted it. And then I kept seeing it on the news when I passed through, and mom has it on the news, and I see it and it's like, oh my God, I can't take this. I cried watching it 2 times, not the first time, the second time as well. I mean, we're all
Yes.
traumatized by these events. It's just
Yeah, all
sad.
these things happen. It just, you see it, and I try not to watch as much as I can, but because again, it's an hour from me, yes, I watched it, and,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
concern for people in my life who live near there.
Yep.
It just,
I
it's
was worried that
heartbreaking.
my it is. It truly is, and I was worried that my daughters were at the, fireworks possibly, or so I had to check in with them, make sure they didn't go, and yeah, I mean, it'll never be the same for so many people. It'll never
In
be the
so many
same.
ways, Linda. So many ways, not just the 4th of
Yep.
July. If you look at how much our lives have been turned upside down,
Yes.
in the last couple of years alone,
Yep.
it's been the last 2 years that it seems like we've been underneath that magnifying glass. But
Mm.
you have to
Mhm.
bring up the systems and you have to let them collapse and break down before you can find the solutions and find a new way. But damn, is it painful in the meantime, unfortunately, you know?
I saw a meme today, you'll love this one. It was a picture of a very elderly lady giving the finger, all right? And the meme said something about, um, what was it? It was, "After I die and they ask me to go back down to Earth for light or ask me to go anywhere for light worker duties on planet Earth," like, this is what I say.
This
She's
is
giving
my
the
reply.
finger.
Yeah, I've told my older sister that. She's like, "Oh, we get there, Bev. You'll laugh and say, 'Oh, that was fun. Let's do it again.'" I said, "No, you're coming by yourself next time." Yeah, sorry, not doing it.
Yep,
It's been fun. Let's say that's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah, just so
yep,
much is going on right now, and it's
I
it's
know.
not going to get any easier because we're going back to here in this next week. We're hitting that same point in the USA's Pluto return. Pluto's going back to that 28 degrees, and that's on like Monday or Tuesday. And then we
Wow.
got a Capricorn full moon coming in, and then we have that Uranus conjunction in Taurus. That's the ground shaker coming up the 20th of July. So we got a lot of astrology on tap, and
Okay,
it's all playing out. It's all playing out.
so let's see, the 20th is next, a week Wednesday. All right, so maybe we'll do the astrology, like, next Friday then if you wanna come on, or we'll think about, like, maybe the end of the week if you
That'd
wanna
be
do
good.
that.
We'll just come through that Capricorn full moon. We have the Pluto return coming through on Monday and Tuesday, 11th and
Oh,
12th. I ain't looked at the calendar, so we've got a lot. This
oh,
next week
wow.
is going to be damn heavy. A lot coming
Oh,
on. Yeah,
smack.
like it hasn't been the last couple of weeks. I mean, it seems like since the 4th of July, it's not slowed down and it's not stopped.
And it's not going to.
No, it's not.
And we've been warned that it's not going to, it's gonna pick up, so we can handle this. I'm telling
Yes, we
y'all
can.
out there. Thanks, Tree Hugger Dave. Welcome to the show. Every time he says that every time they use fear to traumatize the public, I notice timing seems to be a distraction to keep us paying attention elsewhere while they strip away rights and disempower sovereignty. Couldn't have said
Spot
it
on.
better myself, Dave.
Yeah,
Excellent,
spot on.
very on point. Yeah, and that's everybody's starting to notice that now on both sides. So it started with what would you say, First Amendment, Second Amendment kind of things for
Yes,
maybe right wing or Republican or patriot or whatever you want to call it on this side of the end, people paying attention to the Constitution or know what your real rights are instead of giving them away. And what is it? If you give away your rights for safety, you don't deserve either, or something, that saying.
yes,
Um, but now it's happening on the other side. They're having their rights taken away. And it's like they're starting to say, hey, wait, something's wrong here. So it is a unifying thing. I think it can bring people together, unite us under the Constitution and say, yes, we have these rights, and my body, my choice is on point. But 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 we have to get there where there is respect for life, and animals too. Oh my God, another point I got to tell you.
yes,
A
yes.
friend of mine was posting on Facebook today. She's an animal rescue, and in our county here, she was trying to say how she's sick and tired. Like she wrote a book. It was a long post, and she was talking about how the animal rescue isn't helping, the police aren't helping, these people aren't doing this, they aren't doing. They're people that have paid jobs to help in animal control. They're not. They're saying we don't have animal control in certain townships, and it's like what? So you know, it's like whether it's animal rights or whether it's, human rights, animal rights, people, it's respect for life. It's truly
Yes,
respect for life. So how do you respect for life and then still respect people's rights not to have it? It is everybody's biggest conundrum. You can be on one side or the other, or you can be in between and say, how do we work this out? Because, I don't think anybody on one end or the other has the right answer on complete ends, opposite ends of the spectrum. I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. but finding it.
All those shades of gray, and that's what it's about. It's everybody wants to see things so black and white, but you know what? I don't care what it is. You can find an exception to, A, and you can find an exception to B. The thing is, where can you come together on common ground? And if it doesn't affect you personally, I don't know. It gets me how people get so upset about things that doesn't even affect them really when you look at it. I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just don't get it. Why can't we find a common ground and work together?
I think it's because it's usually that's like the overall umbrella of things. Like if something doesn't affect me directly, like say the parade on the 4th of July in Illinois. It doesn't affect me directly, but yes, it does because we're all connected. So if
Yeah,
something
that part
happens
of
to
it.
you, if something happens to you, it happens to me, even though it doesn't really happen to me, it might not be as traumatizing to me as it would be to you if it happened to you and not me. But I think it's still like trying to unite people under respecting everybody's sovereignty and everybody's rights.
That's what I'm talking about, because
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got choices that they have to make, and we're on the spiritual path or where we're at in life, and we can't ever say we wouldn't make a certain decision, because until we're in that position, we never know what we're going to do. So I can't say, oh, if you don't do A, B, and C, then you need to be, put to death or something. No, it's not that cut and dried. It's not
No,
that cut and dried.
no, it's not. Diane saying, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? You don't want to hear me singing.
That's all right. It's been songs all day. I woke up to a couple songs this morning. I had bumped my remote control and some song was playing on the radio. I woke up and I thought, why is music playing? So yeah, my day started out like that. It's been interesting.
You want to hear something really wonky? I think I told you this. You remember when I came to visit you, how the maps, when I was trying to show Diane and you the property, and it was years ago, and then
Yes.
it showed my device was all the way across the street where I never had been, and then the map was upside down.
Yeah, they flipped it sideways to show. Yeah.
It happened again this last week. I went out and I went to hit maps on my phone, like for directions. And the directions showed up and the entire map was upside down. All the words were straight, but the map was upside down. Like
Wow.
now okay, GPS can be wonky. Internet, things like that, things can happen. But I also remember Ben from Suspicious Observers when he's talking about the pole shift, and we're talking about pole shifts.
Yes.
The poles are
Yes.
actually have been for years now on the move. They're not at the North and the South Pole. They're actually on the move. They're supposed to be meeting up somewhere near in the Indian Ocean, I believe is what he said. He teaches the scientists. He teaches the teachers. Like he knows what he's talking about. So Ben at Suspicious Observers, if you guys want to learn some stuff, he's incredible and just a great source of information, well researched. He's written volumes, very, very intense, heavy writing. So when he's talking about the poles, I remember one of the things that he was saying, they're on the move. And like every, what is it, 26,000 some years that, there's a full reversal of the
Yes.
poles. They join, they come together, and when they meet, boom, they flip and they go back to the other sides. That's a pole reversal. And it's happened. It's been scientifically proven. It's a cycle. So one of the things he was saying is every half cycle, so what, 11,000 some years or whatever it is, they go and then they go back. Like they don't flip completely.
They don't flip completely. Yeah, just like as a realignment almost.
Right. Like
I
when they
believe
get
it's happening. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
now, we don't know whether this is the full reversal or half revert or half partial reversal or non-reversal. We don't know which phase we're in because this information has been hammer. I'm sure somebody knows somewhere, but it's not out there. And the people that are doing the research and trying to get the information out often can't because they're censored.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about the censorship, because scientific things like that, you should be able to talk about it. Shouldn't be no damn conspiracy theory, It's like, I've heard about that for years, and if you look at what's happening with nature, even look at what the weather has been doing. Look at the bee populations that are dying off. Look at the birds. They're losing their magnetic sense of direction and stuff.
Yeah.
The whales. I mean, there's so much that points to it that, I can't help but think it's a possibility, because just too much is changing and nobody can explain. And I don't think it has anything to do with climate change. And I will not broach that subject because I really don't know that much about it. But
I'll lose my channel.
yeah.
We don't want
I
that.
don't want to go there. No, I don't want to go there. But to me, something is happening. Something is happening.
Something's definitely happening. And the things when we had, what was it? The Supreme Court ruled on the EPA. It was after Roe v. Wade. It was the stay in Mexico, didn't win. So it was, I guess, Biden against Trump, and Biden won that one. If you want to, I'm just simplifying. And then there was a ruling on the EPA, and they were telling them that they could not, as an independent agency that's not even like a government, it's not part of our government, they don't have the right to place restrictions on something that's plant food. You're talking about natural
Hmm.
emissions, um, you know, carbon dioxide and all of these things they talk about. All right, I probably shouldn't get into this either because this could also be another
Sorry,
thing that this could lead
didn't
into it.
mean to
Yeah,
read. Yeah,
nope.
didn't mean to lead you down that rabbit hole.
It's okay. I won't put my opinions out on that one because you know what? There's still a lot of information we all need to learn. So if you want to learn more about it, we'll just have to do the
Yeah, there's a lot I don't
research.
know, but I just know what I do know. There's something going on. Can I say for sure what it is? No, but it wouldn't
Something's going
surprise
on.
me. Yeah,
Is
something
there
is changing.
is there a song for that one? Something's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see my peace flag back here? Got my peace flag.
Oh,
That's
cool.
it's the opposite of our wartime flag that we fly. It's not the one with the gold fringe. There's 3 flags. The gold fringe is admiralty law in the courts. There's our regular flag, which is the one without the gold fringe. That's what a lot of people fly and think that's the real flag. I did until I learned we have a peace flag. The peace
Oh,
flag is the
wow.
opposite. This has only flown for 3 years. 3 years. And the
Oh,
entire
I
time our
believe it.
country has
Yeah,
been a nation. 3 years it's flown.
that's why I
And
had never seen it.
I never saw it either. We never learned we had a peace flag. What's that? We've been in a constant state of war. Bankers love wars. Bankers start all war. Well, I shouldn't say that either. Okay, I don't know that. I'm just saying, YouTube, I love you. Don't take my channel down. No, I don't love you, but it's a love-hate relationship. I love the platform. I really think that expressing our opinions about things and being able to say, I'm not really sure, but this is how I feel. We should be able to say things like that and not worry about losing our channel, you know?
Exactly, because I mean, that's what I stood up and served my country for, to have the freedom of
Yes.
speech, and unfortunately,
Yes.
that's not what I've seen
No. And
in
thank you
these
for your
last couple
service.
years. Oh,
Thank you
you're
for your
welcome.
service again. Yep. Yep. After 911 happened, I was very anti-military because I didn't know what I didn't know. I stood for peace my entire life, and I was like just not, and I didn't see the bigger picture, but I learned, and I have a very deep respect for anybody who served our country. You're serving for everybody to have the rights to freedom, and there's nothing more important than us being able to have these freedoms. So when they're being taken away, and both sides and all in between can see that, you
Yes.
know, it's um, it's time to stop fighting between ourselves. If they want to start a civil war, and there's all kinds of groups and factions and this and that, and there's been infiltration, and it's like, if we can't see that we're not going back to the way it used to be, how do we get to a better place? I say, in order to get out of hell, you got to keep going.
Yeah,
So we
and
got to
build
keep
that
going.
bridge where we can find and meet on common ground. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
And I know we're all in this journey and everything, and the spiritual side of it. But when you get those emotional moments, just
Which is
watching
when
that stuff that I did over the Fourth of July weekend, it was like it almost makes you feel like just giving up sometimes. And I can see how people get to that point, because when
I
it
was going
pulls
to
at
say,
those heartstrings, and you're so sensitive, it's hard to watch.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the same thing. It knocks you down. You
It
keep getting
does.
knocked down and knocked down. But you know what? It's the measure of walking in your honor, the measure of being in honor and standing in your integrity is how many times you get back up. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get up.
Yes, yes, it definitely is. And it's not always, it's not an easy path to follow, but I've been finding ways to pick myself back up, and I have my days too. But you hope that in our lifetime yet we'll see this peace and see things start to take a turn.
Oh, we're going to. We are definitely going to. I came here to see world peace. It's like, it's going to
Yes.
happen. It's going to happen. I know it. Let me go over to the comments here for a second. That way, hey, welcome to the stream. That way put out a video today with today or yesterday with some deer. Great video. Great
Oh,
catch.
wow.
Oh my God. They're beautiful. I want to ask you if you're still watching here, were those deer in your yard, or did you just happen to catch that and take the video? Because they were so beautiful. I love deer. Oh my
Oh, I love
God, they're
watching any
beautiful.
wildlife. Period.
And I made a post on Facebook today. I shared one from my friend Jan, who has a horse farm out in California. And she said she had so many horses, she lost count. It was
Wow.
awesome. She had shared a video, I think. Yes. Um, and I shared her video, and it was from Dodo. You know, Dodo puts things out with animals and everything. I love
Yes.
animal videos.
Yes, me
And
too.
and this one was about a horse named Charlie. And I was like, if you're friends with me on Facebook, just go there. I think it was the most recent post. And Charlie is this, I want to say a calico horse. It's just multiple colors. And he's got the most beautiful eyes. Well, his owner leaves the door open and he comes in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's great. You have to see the video. I won't tell you anymore. You have to watch it. It's
I'll have
amazing.
to check it out. Yeah, that's what we need. Just those lighthearted little, that's even just when things get rough, just walk out into nature, just go out and just kind of watch. Don't take your phone with you. Don't, just sit there and be at one with the earth and just feel the peace because it's there. You just have to go looking for it and step
Yep.
out and detach from all the craziness right now.
You're
And
right.
it's not letting up. I mean, God, the more I look at it and watch, it's like, oh man.
Well, you know how they keep sending you in this crazy circle of things, like the I want to say the corporation. They keep sending you in these mazes of things, and there's no live customer service. And when there is, they tell you to go somewhere else, and you wait forever to get to someone. And we talked about this earlier. You're
Uh,
going through that with your down line. It's been 3 weeks since that came through, and you were just completely tied up with cleaning up the yard and the trees and everything, and getting your power back on. And it's like, to have to not have anybody respond with customer service and multiple, you got a down line. That's dangerous. And
yeah,
hey,
it's, it,
Patricia. Hi.
it might just be the internet, but the thing is, it's hanging over the driveway, and trucks don't want to come in or anything when we got things going on because they don't know it's not. People around, everybody but me hasn't had internet almost for 3 weeks. I did keep my internet, but still the line needs to be cleaned up and you can't get a live person. Or you'll get somebody on chat who'll say, oh, I need to transfer you to somebody else. And now I'm 68 in line after waiting 45 minutes to get that chat with some damn robot. Thank
Right.
you. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Sorry, Lynda. It's just,
I
yeah,
know.
it's
No,
stupid. It's
don't be
crazy.
sorry at all. Like, and I'm going through this with my phone. I've been fighting
Yes,
since November when they try to get me to go up to 5G. I choose not to have 5G. I should have that right to say I opt out. Thank you. No, thank you. I don't
yes.
consent. I got, they tried to bribe me. I got bullied. Then they take my payment off, so I miss it and they can pull me off the network. Now I'm stuck in between and I can't save my phone number unless I get the account number, which I can't get into my account, and their customer
That's
service won't
insane.
give it to me. I've been back and forth. Yesterday, I haven't been upset, like angry upset, in a long time. I don't get angry often, but I was boiling. I could feel my face heating up. I was so angry. And my
It's
mom was like,
frustrating.
"Are you okay?" And I was just like I couldn't talk. I felt like I was going to start crying if I talked. I had to work to calm down. I have not got that upset in a long time. And it was like, the when I think I told you this, I'm not sure if I did or not, but when I woke up yesterday and I was going to be dealing with the whole phone thing, I woke up and I barely remembered a dream, but I kind of remembered the feeling, and I was being told that everything was going to get shut down. Like it was going to get shut off. It didn't matter anyway with the phone. They were just like, it's okay, let it go. And I'm thinking to myself, let it go. My phone number is my galactic kin number, for
Yep,
crying out
yep.
loud. And it's tied to all my business cards. I've had it for years. I've never missed a payment. How can I let this go? And then I almost got a new phone number yesterday with a new plan, a new service thing, but I decided to just wait, just hold, because I think that's what they were trying to tell me as I woke up, because I kept
Just
coming
hang
back to that
on.
sense of just hang on, because
Yeah.
like they were trying to say things were going to happen. So this might come back to the solar flare. Whether it is a solar flare or not, we will see. We might be told that it may or may not be. Like Canada just shut down today, not all of Canada, but I read the initial report was 50% is what the monitoring companies that whatever, James Kaufman put that out. He was
Yeah,
saying
there's like 50% of
50%.
like two companies that have all the monopoly of the internet up there. So it's that one company, which is the biggest one. And that's the one that's there. This is what I understood from it. It's the biggest one that's got these big companies and it's everywhere. So people can't get the ATMs. They can't, cash only and all
Restaurants,
that. Yeah.
banks, gas
So,
stations, the whole thing. But they're reporting now in the news reports that when my mom was looking it up and I told her about it, she said it was 25%. I'm like, how did it go from 50 to 25%? Doesn't matter. It happened. Are they still out? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to
but if it can
scour.
happen there, it can happen anywhere. And that's me, expect the best and prepare for the worst. But, something, we all know something's going to have to really big happen for things to
Something's
come through. You know, it's just like, just
yes.
get as most prepared as you can, and just try to
Stay
keep
calm.
detached and let it ride, because we can't stop it, you know.
Right,
But
and if they wanna lower a frequency too, they wanna keep us down in the fighting in the lower chakras, and this is what the
yes,
reading was all about that I did on, for the patrons today. It's like the lower 3 chakras are your emotional centers. There's things that are stuck and trapped, and that's where they put hooks, and that's where people, when they feel upset or they're coming from a place of an emotional reaction to something, something that triggers them, it's coming from the lower chakras. And sometimes we don't even know when something gets stuck in there. So if you feel an emotion, and this is just a quick teaching moment here, because if you feel an emotional reaction to something and you're getting triggered for something, it's best to just pause, to wait, and to get all the information that you can, because we have to be more forgiving of not just ourselves, but other people. And how do we
yes,
forgive people that have done wrong to us? But like, that's the conundrum people are facing. You easily can
yes,
do that. You just have to make a choice to do that. And I know it gets sticky if you talk about really, really like violent crimes and different things, people harm. I know it gets really tricky, but our lessons are our blessings. Thank you, Sarah, seed dropper.
yes, yes. I'll tell you some interesting things too, Lynda. I just wanted to kind of call this out. Laura Walker, that I follow a lot, she's doing a special. There'll be a link to it on oraclereport.com on Sunday, about the history of the Sabian symbols and
Oh,
how those, and talking about them in depth. And I'm really looking forward to that. She's been doing an audio that the links are on her site for too, talking about CERN and some interesting her opinion on it, and talking about Stranger Things. So if anybody wants to take a look at that, it's some pretty interesting stuff. I'm entertaining a little bit. I've kind of gone down the wormhole with Stranger Things I started watching last night. It's just so many things are
you
tied
started
in together.
watching the fourth season, right? That's what you
No,
started
I just
watching?
started from the beginning last night.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying you already watched it and you were just starting, because I can't remember what happened in the first season. It's been like 4 years, I guess, or 4+ years. I just finished the last season this past week.
Okay,
Um,
so I'm just
yeah.
starting. I watched it with my nephew, but him and I were horsing around, a couple years ago when it came out. So I'm revisiting it. There was a lot I missed, so I'm glad I'm going back. But yeah, there's so many things that I don't know. How much
Okay, so
coincidences can
so
we have?
let me just give you something that might help as you're watching it too. Is if you view the upside down, as they
Mhm.
call it, if you view that as sort of like an astral realm, it might help a
Okay.
lot. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yes.
might call it a different name, but it's you
Hmm.
just look at it as like the astral realm and you're good to
Okay.
go. I don't want to give you any spoiler alerts, but
That's all
I
right,
don't know.
because I know I'm going to watch a couple tonight before I go to bed, because I got pretty hooked on it last night, but I was getting sleepy. So,
Do you know what I started watching on Prime Video? There's something called The Boys, and it's about 7 people in a corporation that are like they're superhumans. They're called soups, I guess. And it's like, oh, they're all branded. They're all like Superman, and they're all really like they do good and they actually plan things to, oh, this crime's going to happen. Let's catch it on film. Like, so that it's all about the brand and making money with the soups. And the one guy who's like, I guess who would be Captain America or Superman, say he's got laser eyes and everything. Like he is completely, he revealed he's like test tube baby and whatnot. And he's like, doesn't have a mom. So
oh wow.
he's like a little, he's not just like 10 cents short of a dollar. He's more like,
Yeah, gotcha, gotcha.
wonk. Yeah. Anyway, it's a different spin on superhero stuff. It's pretty interesting, but I haven't watched all of it yet, but I'm just kind of getting into that. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting, except there's a lot of blood and gore and there's a lot of bodies that blow up in it. It's a little
You see,
it's a
that's the
little
bad.
rough if you don't like that, but I kind of have to look away. Like when they show the recap, they just show this one blowing up, this one blowing, this head's exploding, they show blood and gut, and all the actors get all of the guts all over their faces,
Oh
their
man.
clothes. Like it's pretty damn gory. So if you don't want to see
Yeah,
that,
maybe I'll
don't
maybe I'll
watch it.
take a pass. Yeah, because I started to watch. They had Utopia, and I got through the first one. It is so disturbing, and I thought, okay, I'll give part of the next one. No, I had to turn it off, and just yeah, it was too much.
It's funny too because I never liked blood and guts. I never watched like slasher horror killer
Oh,
movies,
I
things like
did
that.
back in my younger years. I loved them, and now I
Did
don't
you?
even no. Yes.
Well, I never liked to watch, like, serial killer things and whatever, but I liked Criminal Minds, I like
Oh
that,
yeah.
and that's, like, getting inside the mind of, that's kind of interesting to me, but it's
True crime.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain shows that I start watching, like, even military shows or a lot of people getting killed and I don't like watching that because it's traumatizing. However, this is, it's kinda got me already. It's like the storylines got me. It pulled me in.
Yeah, sometimes it can do that, but yeah, I got to be really careful with what I watch and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting
Right.
back onto Stranger Things because yeah, it's pretty interesting, and it goes back to like the '80s is when that was set. I wouldn't have said like
Yes.
1983 or something. So I'm
Yes.
laughing thinking about how technology was back then, and you know what?
83, right?
I don't think I don't think we've come that far because everything's so damn aggravating and you can't get nothing taken care of. So I'll go back anytime. Thank you.
In '83, I was in 8th grade, and I would not go back to 8th grade if you paid me $1,000,000, I wouldn't do it. Well,
I was
alright,
in the
maybe that's not
army.
true.
Yeah, I was in the
That
army. I
was
was
rough.
stationed in Colorado in '83. So yeah,
Wow, okay.
yeah, man, that seems like forever ago.
Oh, boy. Okay, so we kinda got a little sidetracked. I wanted to ask you about some of the astrology with some of the things that are happening with world events, and I know you don't have notes or anything too, but you were pointing out something that's coming up, a full moon. Is it Capricorn you said?
We got a Capricorn full moon on tap next week. We also have that Pluto going back over that point in the USA's chart. We've got the Black Moon transiting Cancer, which is in the USA's rising sign chart. So we've got so much going on that it's all in the astrology. And I tell you too, Molly McCord's done a couple shows. She's done one about how she watched and she watched how it progressed through the different signs. And I had picked up on that when you and I had talked and done one of our shows. Well, she did an in-depth show on it. She really
Mm.
followed, and it was really cool to watch that too. So if anybody wants to go watch any of Molly McCord stuff, she put out a couple really good ones here in the last week.
Yeah, Molly's great. I'm so grateful you turned me on to her because she is really, really good. She knows what she's talking about. She's really well versed in what she
Yes,
specializes in, and she's good. She's a really good one to learn from. And
yes,
also, Laura Walker. I love
yeah,
her.
yes.
I want to meet her or something. I just want to give her a hug and be like, "Hi, sis," like she's awesome.
Yes, yes. Those are, I have to laugh. When I was younger, in my years, I had my rock stars and people, like meeting Joan Jett was the biggest thing in my life. But you know what? I take meeting Molly McCord or Laura
Yeah.
Walker now in my older years because, yeah, they both have done some awesome and amazing work. And it just, to see them share it and help people out and put people on the right path is amazing to me.
Okay, we got a question for you coming from Tree Hugger, and I'm going to put it up on the board here. So he says, "What do each of them mean?" As in, how is it being a Capricorn full moon that creates vibrationally, and what effects? So if you can tease out what he's asking there.
Let me look at that again.
All right. How does it being a Capricorn full moon that creates vibrationally what effects? So I guess you might be asking a little bit too, like, what does it mean if it's a Capricorn full moon? Is it different from maybe a Sagittarius or a Taurus moon or something? Is it just that it's in the sign and
It's
is there
in
a
that
different type of?
particular, yeah, it's in that particular sign because you'll have full moons and you have new moons. The new moons are beginning, and the full moon is where you're wrapping things up. Last minute things are being illuminated, and then being in the sign that it's in. And right now, with the planets, when planets are in a particular point in the sky, they make aspects to other planets, and it's like they're talking to each other. So you look at the planet, what they represent, and you kind of start putting the pieces of the puzzle in the conversation together. So that's just a piece of what the energetics are going to be here over the next week is that Capricorn full moon. That's going to be a piece of the puzzle to what's fallen into place over the next week with the aspects. I hope that.
Yeah, no, that's what he was asking. And let me have a follow up with that one too. So is it if you're say Dave is a Capricorn, right? Does that affect him more than say it would if you're a Taurus or a Leo?
Yeah, as it goes through, you look at it when full moons fall in your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign. So when you find out where your moon is, where your sun is, and where your rising sign is, when things happen in those particular houses in your chart, those are more important because they're hitting you personally. It's not just on a collective level, it's personally in your chart and what you came in with as far as what's in your chart and the aspects.
All right, let me see if you can make sense of this question too, because I was trying to read this one. He says, if in the sign, then it should be bringing in that sign Dharma, like Capricorn becomes the teacher of class today. Oh, I see
Yeah, it
what he's
brings up
saying.
the Capricorn themes and the Capricorn archetypes and the Capricorn energy, and you have the lower and higher expressions of each sign. So you look at it, do you want to express the lower part of Capricorn or the higher? So yeah, what he's saying makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, good. I'm reading it going, I can't wait till your class, Bev.
I know,
I
I know. I tell you, just getting through that storm and cleaned up now, I know I need to take off again. It's like every time I try to do something, something rolls through, you know. Okay, I've been through two tornadoes in like well, they didn't call it a tornado, but in the last two
mm.
years, I'm done with storms now, you know.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to have to
Well, you
clean up again.
every time you start getting on a roll or start going for something, it's like something tries to stop you, but that's where that indomitable spirit comes and we just keep going, keep going.
Yes.
And we all, and even though we come on, we say these things, we try to teach these things, we're teaching ourselves too, because we need to get up and go every day too. And we need to get up and create, either content or something of value. You try to bring something of value to people. And, you know, I think just bringing up, like hosting something like this right now, I'm learning, you're teaching me, and you guys talking in the chat to each other and everything. That's great. I love that. I love seeing that. So if you guys have questions about it, this is the time to ask, because this is all about learning and teaching each other stuff.
Right,
So,
because that's how I found you, Linda. You taught me so much too about energy work
oh,
and all that different stuff. So you know, we all can help each other out. We all have our specialties and stuff. And I love
yeah.
astrology because it just makes so much sense.
Yeah. It does, and I've learned a lot just listening to you, just having you on and talking, back and forth. And when Sherry and you and me started our Soul Sister specials when you first came on,
Yes.
um, that was a lot of fun, and I'm learning every step of the way. I remember when the three of us were doing it, the first couple episodes, or I forget how many we did in the beginning, maybe half a dozen or so.
Yeah, I
I don't
think so.
know. Yeah, something like that. She was on there saying like she didn't know much too, and like there's things like we feel like, I know I'm speaking for her, but I know she felt like this too at the time. It's like, I feel like you might have said that already and I should remember that, but sometimes it's hard to remember because it is a lot of information.
It is. It is a lot. And the fact that, you know, I've been studying it for going on 6 years and I'm still learning things. And Molly McCord says she's been doing it for over 30 years. You know, a couple other people I listen to too, and they're still learning things. That's what's so amazing about it. You can never learn it all. And that's what keeps me going and persevering. And I want to learn more, you know?
See, now that's a sign of a good teacher, someone who says they want to learn more. Because if you think you know it all, what is it, that
No,
song on Wayward Son by Kansas? And if I claim to be a wise woman,
man.
man,
Yeah,
it surely means that I don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah. Things that
That
I
came to
learned,
mind. Yep.
Don Henley, about forgiveness, that song, The Heart of the Matter. Things that I thought I
Ah,
knew, I've got to learn again. Yeah. Mhm.
yes. Tree Hugger Dave made a good comment. He said, remember your birth chart astrologically. Is our son took a
Yes.
selfie of that moment
Yes.
of your birth chart, and you are in the image of an individuality of source God. Yes.
Spot
Well
on.
said.
Yes, I like that. I
Dave,
like that analogy.
Dave, you
It
need to
is.
come on here and chat with us sometime. He always has
Yes,
wisdom.
definitely.
Actually, he came on. We were talking about AI one night, and I had an open invitation, and he came on. Andrew Weston came on, but Dave had a lot of really good points. You're just very, very understanding of things and evolved and full of light and just a really good perspective. Very peaceful man.
And that's the cool part. You know, we all just kind of pitch in and help each other. And I love hearing other people's viewpoints. I always have, you know, people, you couldn't talk religion, you couldn't talk politics or whatever, but I always like to hear somebody else's side of how they think, what they feel, what they know, you know?
Yeah. Well, it looks like Patricia's taking us to bed with her. Sweet dreams, Patricia.
Sweet
We love
dreams.
you. Thanks for being here. I
Yeah, thank
forget
you.
where you are, but I think you're across the pond, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're across that pond. Anyhow, yeah, there is so much going on. We just got to remember, I really think that the key to everything is forgiveness and gratitude. That came
Yes.
up in the reading for the rest of July. And like I was telling my patrons for this reading, going into August, There's going to be a lot of stuff happening, and it's not just forgiveness of other people. I'm not just blindly saying forgive everybody that wronged you, but hey, you're the one that's going to continue to suffer, because forgiveness is for you, even if you're
Yes, it
forgiving
is.
someone else. So forgiveness of self and others. Don't forget the self. We have to give ourselves a break. This is a time where we do need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, because we're trying to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday and all of that. We hold ourselves to a higher standard to walk in integrity and stand in honor, but we also have to cut ourselves a break and be willing to forgive
Yes.
ourselves when we screw up, because we all do it. We all screw up, you
And
know?
we're all harder on ourselves than anybody else is. That's, and my mom told me something I always liked. She always said, Bev, you know what? You will learn until the day that you leave this world. And that's the truth. You will never know it all. So sit back and just,
Yeah.
embrace it, take the lessons, and forgive yourself and be kind to yourself, because you have to be. We're all here
Yeah.
to learn the lessons and go through the things we have to go through.
Yeah. Forgiveness is powerful. It really is. It's sort of like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. What am I on? Some kind of I have a
Oh,
sound. What's your sound check
oh,
today?
it's all right, Linda.
Mary Poppins.
I woke up to Urgent, that song by Foreigner was playing
Urgent,
Urgent. I'm like,
urgent.
okay, waking up to this, that was interesting.
That's 80s. You woke up to that song. Was it on, or you just heard it in the background of your mind?
I woke up and it was playing, and I woke up. What was the
Oh,
other one? Oh shoot.
that's funny.
It was something about let's get the party started. That was the first one. I woke up and that was playing, and I thought, what the heck? I fell back asleep, and I woke up and I thought, oh, I dropped my remote and it turned the stereo on. So I woke up to Urgent, and I'm laughing, going, okay, is this a message from Spirit? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's funny. At
Yes.
any given time. Oh, what was it? Last night. Oh, I know. There was a game show on that was new, and my mom and I were watching it. There was a whammy show or something that was funny, Big Bucks. I watched that, and I watched another show with her, and it was with Kelly Ripa, and it was a generation gap, it was called. So we watched it. We wanted
Oh,
to
I
see how it
seen
was.
the ad for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked cute, so I thought
Yes.
let's check this out and see. I don't know. I mean, it's not that great, but it's like it was fun. But there was a song on there that somebody was trying to sing, that they were asking the older generation, I think. And it was, come on, get you something on. I don't want cheap thrills. You know that song? I don't want
Yeah.
cheap thrills. Okay. Well,
Yes.
that was playing as a soundtrack in my head for quite a while when it first came out. I love that song. It makes you want to get up and do the samba or something. And I was saying that to my mom, and she's kind of laughing. And I had to play it for her on YouTube because she had never heard it. And with the guy singing it, he wasn't singing it very well. So I
Yeah.
had to
Yeah. I
play it
got
for
you.
her. She's like, I'd never heard that. I'm like, oh, are you kidding? And I put my phone down and I stood up in the living room and I started dancing and like like she's just looking at me like, you okay? It
Yeah. You all
was
right?
really funny.
That's
Well,
what you got to
usually
do, though. Yeah.
I'll just break out in song, here and there, like I have tonight several times. But to stand up and dance, like that was a little out of the norm. But sometimes you got to break that because there's so much heavy stuff. And between a lot of personal things that have been happening between, my mom and me and family and just stuff in our life here, a lot of the heavy stuff, it's like we have been so weighed down here, and you got to break it up. You got to lighten things up somehow anyway, whether it's humor and joking or watching a game show. You watch somebody win $300,000 on a whammy show and get the RV of her dreams, and you see them come up with all this money, and it's like they're so happy, and you can feel happiness for them. And I know it's just
Yes.
a game show. I know it's all like BS, and it's like kind of like I call it like an escape, you know, but I still love feeling happiness for people when they're truly excited, truly
Yes.
happy, and genuinely feeling. And it's a shame that it's about money, but I know that the RV meant more to this lady who won it than the money. You could
Right.
tell.
Right. You can tell.
You could tell.
And that's the cool thing about teaching and just sharing the things that we do too, because I get so excited when somebody starts to learn and I start seeing the light bulbs and the connections being made. It's like, oh, that excites me. I love it. That's why I love doing what I do.
Yeah. That way saying, if you ask me for forgiveness, I
Oh,
will forgive you. Well, maybe that way, if anybody you know is watching this that needs forgiveness, now they know that you will forgive them. So if that way needs to forgive you for something, then let them know so that they can forgive you.
love that
All
Don
right.
Henley song though. I found that a couple years ago. It was right at a time in my life I'd heard it before, but it just really struck a chord with me. That's a good
Yeah.
song.
That is a good song. All right, here's another good one, Tree Hugger. Forgive ourselves for being so in ignorance, not remembering we are love, that we needed that angel have to be a jerk trigger. Wait, what? We needed that angel have to be a jerk to trigger us back into remembering that they are
Yep.
loved too.
Yep.
Okay, I see your point. Yeah. And then
'Cause
and then you can go ask for forgiveness because you will be forgiven.
that's it.
No,
And you know,
it's
we come here to help each other, and maybe the person that is your biggest trigger and the biggest asshole in your life taught you the best lesson, and they agreed to come back here and be an asshole, you know, just to teach you the lesson. Think about it.
oh
I saw
goodness
what you just
gracious.
said. Yeah.
No,
Galactic DJ.
that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Oh,
I remember that one.
yes. I
Yeah,
still
well,
been doing
like
that too, Linda.
so, you know what? Yes. You want to enlighten people listening now?
Go ahead. I'll let you tell the story.
Well, you pick the songs, you play the songs, and then spirit takes over and plays what spirit wants that you never heard. You didn't play. You tried to stop. It keeps playing,
Yes.
and it was
Yes.
so appropriate. And then a light comes down. It turns out a light that's not supposed to go out, and it was such a bright light that came in. It had to turn the light off. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I know I didn't
Just the
explain that very
things.
well, but just trust me. She's a
That's all right.
galactic DJ, or your mom's the galactic DJ, more like it.
She's pretty much a DJ, yeah. Because I put a playlist on, and then whatever gets put in there or turned on, you saw I had no control over it. Couldn't even get
No.
it turned off. Yeah. Uh huh.
And the song, what was that they were saying in that one song that we kept laughing at? What was that?
Something about something. If I it's I'd be I'm better off than if I'd be dead or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. It was a song called Mary Jane. And I
Yeah.
can't remember who did. Yeah, it was funny as hell. That song came on and we were all just laughing, you know.
Mary Jane.
Yes, it was pretty
I
appropriate
could use a
song. It was
little
funny.
I could use a little of that myself right now, but
Uh,
oh well. Anyhow. Well, this is good. What else we got? Anybody got any questions for us over there in chat? You got any questions for Bev and astrology? You got any questions, or you want to bring up any topics that we could cover tonight? Because I don't know, Bev. I'm at a point now. Like I told you, I hadn't been upset in a long time. And yesterday and dealing with that felt so 3D. And I felt like I just had
that
to
could
pull
do it.
myself out of it. Today, I literally was like, I'm going to wake up today. Yesterday, I was like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to see how I feel about it. I'm going to ask for guidance before I go to sleep. Hopefully, I'll have a dream and I'll get my information that way. It'll be clear. If not, when I wake up, I'll know what to do. And I woke up and it was like, leave it. Just leave it. Deal with
Leave
it
it. Do your thing
Monday.
now. Yeah.
Right. Because it
Yeah.
might not be needed anyway. And wouldn't that be something?
Yes.
If I'm going to go into a hypothetical situation, wouldn't that be something if the grids did come down and maybe Starlink or I don't know, another system or whatever space? Wouldn't that be cool if it was brought back up where it
Yes.
was like the whole world's on internet? It's not 5G, maybe it's 6G, and maybe it's healing frequencies instead of making you dizzy and sick. Wouldn't that be something
Yes.
if when it came
Whatever it's
back
going to
online?
be. Yes. It's going to be
Because
big.
you know how when they were spraying all the chemtrails and doing all that, you could see it in the sky. You could see it every day when
Yes.
they were doing it. Well, around here, I don't know. I want you guys to weigh in on this. Last Dance with Mary Jane. Weigh in on this one. Let me know if you've been seeing chemtrails or not seeing them, because I think it's been probably a good solid 3 weeks, maybe more, but I'm going to say at least 3 weeks around here. There has not been one chemtrail, except I think there was a couple at night that I saw one night. I was out there really late and I was looking up there and it looked like, when the chemtrails start breaking up and they're all like little spots
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. So 1 or 2 nights I might have seen that, but it's almost like these superstorms that are coming is the earth trying to, this is my opinion. This is just a hypothetical, not hypothetical. This is just my opinion. Opine here that maybe the earth is trying to rebalance itself and cleanse itself. And that's why we're getting these superstorms to cleanse things, because it's been so screwed up, because the weather's been controlled and HARP and all these different things that have happened that have really messed up Mother Nature and her cycles. And so maybe they're not spraying anymore. I don't know. Are you guys getting sprayed? Patricia says no. Where are you from, Patricia? You still see them in Tennessee. Darn it. All right. Andromeda
I
Moon,
haven't paid
welcome.
attention.
Darn, she still you haven't been paid attention? Okay. Seen some magical sky. Yeah, I've just been seeing crystal clear blues and real clouds. Like, the real clouds that have the beautiful puffy, they look like they're, just gorgeous clouds. And then sometimes they're just chunks of clouds, but they're not those lines,
Yes.
not the fake clouds, that the lines from the planes. And then you see them expanding. If you just did a time lapse video, you'd watch how they expand and then stack to form clouds. I haven't been seeing them. Maybe I'm just missing them, but I haven't seen them.
I'll have to pay attention because with everything going on and stuff, I've been taking the time to sit out and really look.
UK. Okay, you're in the UK and you're not seeing them over there. That's good. Yeah, well, I think from now when things are not being sprayed in Montana, yes, very good. Real
Good.
clouds, magical color skies here too. Okay, thanks for that, Dave. Yeah, what I'm thinking is a lot of these things that are happening now, we like to kind of focus on the area that we're in locally, but we know what countries we belong in. And more globally, this is affecting the entire planet. So
Yes.
we're
Yes.
coming we already are at a point of no return, but we're coming to a point where something's going to give. And there's going to be a spillover of massive amounts of truth and disclosure and things that we haven't gotten. I don't think it's just going to like drip, drip, drip like it
Oh
was.
no.
The
Oh
drip
no.
drips have gotten closer, and the drip
Yes.
drips are now like a faucet's on. And I think every day and even hourly, we're not hourly, but every day we're going to be hearing more and more stuff.
Just what I've heard since this morning until we got on here, I'm just like in awe of everything that's come through and everything I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've barely touched the tip of the iceberg with the astrology. So yeah, I'm ready to take a deep dive this weekend and catch back up because there's been a lot going on.
Well, I can't wait to hear that. So you guys that are watching here, and if you're watching this later and you don't catch this live, we're going to bring Bev on for an astrological update. I was going to say astrological update.
Yeah, I like that. What the hell,
That's what I'm going to call it. That'll be the title. It'll
Astronomical.
be
I like that.
astronomical astrological update. I got to remember that. See, because sometimes I'm like asking Bev maybe a half an hour before what should we call it?
That's all right. That's all right. Because sometimes I just pull it out last minute. But yeah, I'm getting ready to do a little dive into what this next week holds. But it's got some pretty big stuff.
All right. I had to write that down so I don't forget it. So we'll shoot for next Friday for that one. And Scotty boy, how you doing?
Oh,
nice
hey,
to see
Scotty.
you here. Yep, we were going to bring Scotty on to a town hall. And Scotty, I don't know if you know or not, but we got smashed. We got squashed from our, it got removed. I got a community strike and I've been in timeout. So we're back.
Yes, we are.
Nice to see you here. And thanks for
Nice
being a
to be here.
moderator. Yeah, nobody's saying anything negative. I'm just glad you're here. And if somebody does say something and I don't catch it, you can squash them. You have that little blue wrench there, so you can do that. Yeah. All right. What do we got here? My comments come delayed on this screen that I'm looking at. And I have another device over here that I can see the comments live, but I don't usually look over there too. Bad girl. Oh, come on. I didn't say anything wrong. I kind of know. I know why I got knocked out. But what I said is actually true. And I'm not going to go there now because I will lose my channel if I get another.
You're not allowed to tell the truth. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, it's backed by science, girl. And it's been exposed by people in the industry that actually have done what they, all right. It's truth.
You knew I couldn't resist that, Lynda. I just had to poke you there a little bit.
I know you did. It's all right. It's all good. You know what? It's okay. It's a risk that you take being a truther, and it's okay. It's all good. You know what I'd really like to get more consistent with a podcast that I've done, Sacred Warrior Space. You can get to that from my website and see past ones if you've never listened to that podcast. But I want to get back doing that and maybe get on like a 2 or 3 times a week schedule for that. That would be good. But it's a lot of work in the editing that I was doing before. It's a lot of work to put together. And I just need to say, like, I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. I don't want to let it go because I love the podcast. I love being able to talk about things that are more energetic related. Like we were talking about the chakras earlier, and it's just a little teaching moment. The lower chakras or the emotional, like that kind of thing.
Yes.
I love being able to teach about this kind of stuff because it's something that I've already lived through. I've already learned and went through my process of things. So I want to be able to share that. So I need to find a way to be able to carve that out and put that into my life on a regular thing. But I'm just not good with, and I know my weaknesses. And one of them is I'm not good with saying, that's why I said next Friday we'll shoot. I'm trying to set it so that we're here Friday night. It is Friday, right? And then next Friday we'll do something. It's like, it's good to plan some things, but I am having a really hard time
It's
planning
hard to do
things.
that sometimes when there's so much going on. And with the energetics, you don't know when you're going to get up one morning and get hit with a migraine and get knocked on your butt with nausea and dizziness. I don't plan on that happening. It's like I got a lot planned for a day. I'll get up and be feeling like crap. Look at what's going on, the Schumann and all that is, man, I'm down on the couch for the afternoon. So that's a lot of it too. It's hard on our bodies right now, our physical bodies with all this crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. And oh, did I tell you I got bit by, I think it's a spider, but now I'm thinking it was a tick. And it's
Mm-mm.
like it was sort of like purple red, but then it started spreading out on my leg. It started spreading out, and
Wow.
I was like, "Oh shit." So I
Keep an
don't
eye
want,
on that.
I had chronic Lyme's disease, 3rd stage. Like I don't need it again, but I've lived through
No.
it for many years. I was diagnosed in the early 90s when it first came
Wow.
out. Yep. And so I've lived through that pain. It's disabling pain, but if I've lived with that, I don't think I can get it again, right? Isn't that how our immunity is supposed to work? Or if you had something and it's in your body, it's in your system systemically, or is that the right word? That you don't get it again because you have an immunity to it or you build up whatever you build up. I've learned how to live with it, so I really shouldn't get knocked down by this, right?
Yeah. I just keep an eye on it though, as far as.
Yeah. Put a lime in my something else. Oh, Dave saying, don't reveal the algorithms or decline their profit margins. Well, I did reveal their algorithms because I showed on a video and they didn't take this down. They didn't even give me a warning. There was a video that I did and I screen shared and I showed my back office. I showed the numbers of the views and how it was like so much more in their advanced analytics. And I went in and showed you in the back office where you can find the advanced analytics because it was never there before. And now all of a sudden, it was there. And I started looking at it. I was like, yo, come on now. You
Yeah.
know,
When you can see things happening like that.
when I could see how many watch hours I actually had. And remember, you guys all know if you follow my channel, you know that they made my watch hours go backwards. And I was taking weekly pictures of the watch time and how, it was going backwards. I revealed that. I publicly showed that in my back office. And they didn't take me down for that, which is funny because why wouldn't they? If they don't want that stuff being known and they're doing it on down low, why wouldn't they have squashed that video?
Just may have slid through. Things happen for a reason. Things slide through or whatever. But yeah, it's insane the way some of this stuff goes like that.
Scotty got chicken pox twice. Really? I thought once
Oh,
you had chicken pox, that the next thing you get is shingles. Maybe you got monkey pox, Scotty. Dave's saying you can get it again and you'll just be stronger against it. Well, I didn't have any fever or anything like that. Like I've been fine. I've been symptom free and all that. And so I think I'm fine. But it's weird when you start seeing, like
yeah.
if the bite was here and it's like only this part of it started spreading and it was like this much pink and then all of a sudden like this line of red is going out, which
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be in a perfect circle bullseye. I know that, but it's like, yo, what poison's in my body? What, I saw a mosquito that was literally striped. Have you ever seen a striped mosquito before? Like this thing looked like it was created, lab created. And I look at
Yes.
it like, what the hell's
Yes.
going on with the bugs? I mean, we could talk about everything tonight, but I just saw the mosquito yesterday and it was like either gray or black. It was like a dark gray and white. And it was like striped, like spotted. And they're really skinny. It's hard to see it, but you could tell it was like every other spot was a different color. What the heck's going on
I've seen
here?
some funny looking ones too. Yeah.
Twice in 3 years.
Wow.
It wouldn't surprise you. Everyone seems to get limes from tick bites. My luck, I get Rocky Mountains. Oh no.
Oh Lord.
No, don't say that. You know what? It's still, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. There's mantras you can use to activate that violet flame to take command over your juris of your air, the fire within, that spirit that's within you, that divine download that you have. taking control of that and spreading that out in your field, like you can raise that frequency so fast when you know you're cognizant and you're fully in your power over your own jurisdiction of your land, air, water, and the fire within. It's your elements. You're connecting to all those elements. You're taking command of it. And it's your divinity. Your divinity express could say, like, every night now when I go to bed, I'm just like, I'm healing my body. Like I know what I'm doing every night when I go to sleep. I don't necessarily wake up and go like, oh, yo, that little extra fat around the spare tire isn't gone yet. So the day that we could start creating weight loss in our sleep will be the day.
Yes, that will be the day.
Oh, 2 hernias before 5. Can't keep me down. Before 5? Before 5 years old? That must have been
Wow.
painful. You got wait, Dave, are you saying that you got Lyme's twice? I'm sorry, let me go back. Yeah, tick bites, not Rocky Mountain spotted fever, right? You got Lyme's twice and it made you stronger. Oh,
I'm sitting in the
that's
draft
good.
here.
I got my fan blowing over here too because it gets a
Yeah, I
little
got the air conditioner going right on me. I'm going to have to shut it off in a minute. It's getting a little chilly here, believe it or not.
Denise has a question from Ireland. Welcome, Denise. She's saying, is our weather being controlled? The weather has been so bad here in Ireland. Well, that's a very deep rabbit hole. And if I were to say, yes, yes, it is, that would be a very simple answer. And that would be my opinion. And if I said it was, and I didn't say it was my opinion, I could get another community strike or lose my channel. So I would say start researching things like HARP. Is that right? Right, Bev? HARP?
That, and if you think about it, if the world's going through these changes, the earth is, it's going to cause different weather too when you're going through the big changes that we are. So that's another way to answer that question.
Okay, I'll just say this too, because I saw a video during COVID when all kinds of things were going around in the first year. And it was a video that was done by Walt Disney Studios. And they were talking about HARP and how they can use that for weather modification. They can steer a tornado away from cities to protect them. Of course, that's how they presented it. And wouldn't that be
Yes.
wonderful if that's how they used it? So, yeah, it's out there. And Dave says he got Rocky Mountain spotted fever. You never had Lyme's. Okay. Wow, I thought
Wow.
that was like deadly. Maybe it activated something in you, Dave. And that way saying, yes, it's manipulated. That's a comment that way is making here. Yep. Scotty's got, you got trail. Wait, Scotty, where are you at? What state are you located in? Because we were talking about that earlier, and I haven't seen for like 3 weeks here in Pennsylvania. I have not seen chemtrails except maybe a couple breaking up at night. That's like seemed like maybe they were spraying it at night. Wow. Okay, so I'm not going to read this one, but I think it deserves a big board.
Yes.
Oh, you're all the way out in California. All right. Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised they're still doing it in California. You're welcome, Denise. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us too. It's cool. We got the UK here, we got Ireland, we got California, we got Montana, we got Tennessee, we got Pennsylvania, we got Ohio. Anybody else want to weigh in where you're at? Because that's pretty cool. I think that's so neat. And we wouldn't be able to do this without internet. So we don't want to lose the internet. We don't
Right.
want if they shut it down and it comes back online. I think when it comes back online, that it's going to be like, a big win. Because it'll mean someone else is really in control that's looking out for the people, looking out for the little people.
Yeah, because look at all the good that's brought people together, but it's been used for, anything can be used for good or bad, depending, you could take anything in one direction or the other. So you think you have to look at the good points and the good things that have come out of it. Now let's change the rest,
Yes. I'm going to put this up. We're going to skip onto another topic real quick here because I've done this. I've actually done this, and you're right. And I'm going to add something else to Dave's comment because we're only really focused on the 7 chakras, and we know that there's way more than that. But the next 2 that I'm going to focus on, it's in my class for quantum signature healing. It's in that course, and you can find that on my website, lindalight.com. But in that class, there's a section in there, and I talk about in one of the modules your earth chakra and your soul star chakra.
Yeah.
And you know how you got your heart and you have your throat and your power, your solar plexus balance each other, your third eye and your sacral balance, the root and the crown balance. Well, the earth and the soul star balance. And I'm going to teach you all something here right now. If you don't know already, you know how you have your energy field, you have your auric field, and we like to flood that with violet flame or golden light or rainbow light, whatever you're working with. We like to flood that field with things that's in our energy field. Well, there's a tube of light that goes down around that. Around your field is, you can make it as big or large as you want, but let's say your field extends out, a few feet, okay? Then you have the tube of light that comes straight down around that. Well, there's a bubble of protection that you can activate when you balance your soul star and your earth chakra. The earth chakra is down below your root chakra. And what I found is that there's attachments and there's things that have been put to siphon off energy. And I call this the Christ grids within the earth, because our Christ grids do connect with our heart, but there's also grids within the earth that our earth chakras are connected to. And in that grid, beneath the earth, there has been siphons that when we drain our energy and we root it down into earth, we try to go straight down into the center of earth. We've always been taught that, right? If you don't do that and you're just grounding into earth and you're letting everything drain out from your root chakra and you just send it into earth, that's lovely and wonderful, but some of that energy is getting siphoned. Now, if it's bad energy, that's fine, right? Let earth take it. Send the bad down, let her take it. That's wonderful. Great. But the mechanisms that are stealing the good energy when we're trying to pull up or channel down, if you're bringing in white light or gold light, or you're working with all this and you're sending it down into earth and that's getting siphoned off, we don't want to do that, because you can't activate your bubble of protection and balance with the soul star chakra until that earth chakra is cleared and activated. So if you take your earth and your soul star and you make a big bubble, the bubble goes around and outside your tube of light. So that bubble of protection you can activate in other people, but they have to know what you're doing, because of course free will and all of that. But
Yeah.
if you're working on yourself with this, you can make your bubble as big as you want. So when you say, when people come around, a lot of times I'll say, well, you're in my field, so you're going to see stuff up in the skies. You're going to see the ships. You're going to see things when you're in my field. I extend my bubble out from my soul star and my earth chakra. And when it goes out and people are in my field, they have the choice from their higher and their soul. They can say yes or no or reject it or whatever. They have that choice to leave my bubble with their own bubble. And it's activated. It's fully on if they want it. Most people aren't even aware of this, but people that do energy work, light workers, Dave, you've done a lot of meditation work and everything. I'm sure you're aware of this one, but it's something to think about. It's something to do if you're grounding and working with your root chakra. Go down a little further and work with that earth chakra and then the soul star chakra, and then meditate on connecting those so that you can get your bubble of protection going. It's important. Little side note there. Okay. Whew. I need some water. Wait, what's this? I see 5G in here. Hold on. See, I'm going on talking. I didn't even see the comments. Sorry, guys. I'm catching up here. How's everybody doing? The internet's been really slow, Denise is saying. Yeah, you know what? It was slow today. It took me forever to download and upload a video for my patrons today. Forever. Like several hours for like a 40-minute video. It never takes that long. I'll bet you it is coming next. I'll bet you that's coming here. What's going on in Canada with that?
We always have the beta test somewhere else, You see things, how they, I remember watching all the things that I did on the UK and all when all this all started. Yeah, you've seen a lot of things unfold in the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah. Trying to get everybody to buy 5G phones is right. Okay, what else we got here? What are you guys doing? ET will be in control after the internet comes back up. Woo! And we'll be chatting like this one with those others on the other planet. Yes, we will. Wouldn't that be great? Oh my God, wouldn't that be great? I know there's like intergalactic stuff that's already going on. There's corporations up there. And there was something I was looking at when, oh my God, what was it? GameStop was going on, and there was a short squeeze and all these things. And they were talking about trying to force a silver short squeeze with stock
Yes,
markets. Remember that? And they were trying to
I
just,
remember that. Wow.
okay. When that was going on, um, I think I had just gotten the Robinhood app and I was looking at a couple things to invest in. I've never invested in the stock market, and I was in crypto and different things. I still am, but I was looking at certain positions and just different things. And I was like, let me research a couple companies here. And believe it or not, I found like, well, what's coming in the future? Based on what we know, what we talk about, what's coming. And I was looking into space stuff. And there was one company out there when I went to their website to check them out and research them, who's already providing like what would be the similar thing to like telephone poles here on Earth, but they're already doing it up in space.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
maybe they're doing it on other planets. I don't think they're just randomly putting telephone poles out in space, floating them around for communication. So they must be taking them to like, space station or planets or different things, or the moon. Who knows what they're doing? But I know that they already have intergalactic stuff that's happening out there. So we are going to be able to chat and travel and do all those things. But will it happen right after our internet goes out and then comes back on? I don't know if it'll happen that quick. It would be great. I mean,
I don't know
really awesome.
with Uranus and all the quick lightning fast stuff that's going to be happening. Uranus is the awakener, the changer, the rapid changes. So with that conjunction going on here over the next month and a half, and Mars being involved, yeah, I think we may see some things happen really fast, and everybody's going to be sitting back stunned. That's my feeling on it.
Okay, no, that's good to know. Isn't that was it Uranus? I always want to say Uranus, sorry. I always say that and then I think of it
I
after I
know,
say
I know.
whoops. No.
You
So
crack me up, Lynda.
Uranus. Is that the one that's the quick changer, or I mean
It's
I
the
know it's
awakener, the jolter. It's the cosmic mind, cosmic intelligence, and it Uranus will set things right. If there's something in your life that needs to be dissolved and done away with, so you can go on with your future soul path or mission, Uranus will set it right and take the things out of your life that need to go. So it's like, you kind of want to work with it, but it's fast like lightning. And that's going to be conjunct the North Node here during the next little bit. There's more to it than that I will go into, but yeah, that's part of the big player.
So here's what you say is, if you want to know more, tune in next Friday night when I give you the
Yes.
full astrological update.
Yes.
Scotty said he rides his tube, all that energy from mother to creator. Yes. And take that all the way down to the center. So some people haven't really worked on or worked within their tube or activated that tube. There's mantras, there's prayers, there's things. Maybe I'll get into that another time too. But
I love the violet flame mantra. I say that many times a day when things get a little rough or whatever. I get to, just kind of bring myself back.
Denise, I'm a Taurus too. Actually, I'm a double Taurus.
And you guys are feeling this.
Yeah. And Scotty saying Amway. God, I was in Amway in the 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Mid 90s, I was in Amway.
My mom did that years ago too.
We were talking about different MLMs that we were in, remember?
Yes. And you guys put a lot of the same things together. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling kind of tired. We've been on for over like an hour and 20 minutes. We've been on a long time. I didn't know. The time just went like.
I know. I wasn't even paying attention till you just said it. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. What's a double Taurus? Okay. So a double Taurus, Scotty, is your sun sign and your ascendant, right? You
rising
can explain
sign,
that.
Yeah.
Rising sign? Is that the ascendant?
Yeah, your sun and rising is the same. Yeah, your ascendant and rising sign is the same, Lynda. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I don't know. I don't know what the proper, you're teaching me still. I'm still learning twin poles. Yep. Pretty
Double
much.
Stubborn. Yeah.
Do you guys remember when we had the 144 roundtable we were doing back in last summer, almost a year ago? In August, we started it a year ago, and we did about 15 episodes or so. Do you remember the 144 roundtable? That was started because Sherry and I were talking about double signs and something came in and I told her I wanted to do some kind of round table or something like that. And when she's a double fire sign, I'm a double earth because Taurus is
Yes.
an earth sign. And then Michael Rolla, who was on the channel, was a double, he's the crypto guy. He's a double, was it water or air? I think it's air. I think is Libra air?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so he's a double air. And then we thought maybe Sarah was a double water, but she had water in her sign. She wasn't a double water with ascendant, but she had a lot of water in her sign, so it was close enough. Um, Dave's a double Capricorn.
Oh wow.
What is Capricorn? Earth sign? Of course it's an earth
Earth
sign,
sign.
right?
Yes.
It
Hmm.
has to be an earth sign. Yes.
Yes.
Tree hugger Dave. I love that name too. That's awesome. Scotty says his moon and his ascendant are the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry. That way saying Aquarius is my game piece and I have mastered all 12 signs of me. I like that. Okay. Let's not brag now. No, I'm just kidding. No, we master what we master. We are who we are,
It
right?
is progressive. It just keeps going around and you just keep mastering. It's a progressive thing. It goes around the astrology and you master each time you go around.
Yep. All right. So Scotty's saying
Okay, wait a minute.
uh
If
double
your
Libra.
rising sign is the same as your sun sign, so the first house of your chart, your ascendant line would be on Libra and your sun would be in Libra. So you'd have to be a double Libra, you'd have Libra rising and Libra sun.
Scotty, you should think about in the description box, I should already have Bev's thing. Sign up for her newsletter because when she comes up with a class or if you want to have a session with her or anything, if she offers any specials, she'll do it through this channel. We'll promote it.
Yes.
You might want to have a chart reading done and she can explain a lot of this. Like everybody I know, including myself, who's had multiple readings from you, she will not leave you disappointed. Not at all.
Thank you, Lynda.
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, come on now. You're good at what you do. I wouldn't have you on here live if I didn't have that kind of faith and trust in you because you're just, you know what you're talking about, but you channel when you're doing this, like you just have a way of delivering that's beyond anybody else that has ever done like readings and everything. You bring this common sense spirituality right into your chart readings because you just kind of like get out of your own way and let it come through. I just find that the best way to do like readings and that kind of. I do that with my readings with cards, but you do it with the charts. So it takes one to know one.
Thank you. Thank you, Lynda. Yeah, because I
You're welcome.
sometimes I just don't think that I'm all that great or whatever. But again, it's the channel stuff that comes through that I find amazing. Because I'll sit back and listen and go, "Did I just say that?" You know, because it's not. It's just coming through. It does.
All right. So Scotty's saying
It's
Aries sun, Libra moon, Libra ascendant. Oh, okay. I'm a Pisces moon, but that's not your moon and your sun are not doubles. If it is, it's ascendant or
right.
rising
Your
and
ascendant
sun.
and sun are have to be the same to be a double of that sign. Yeah, but that's
Okay.
interesting. Aries and Libra. Yeah, polar opposites there. Very interesting chart for sure.
Ah, you hear that, Scotty? You got an interesting chart right off the bat, she can tell you. I just find it fascinating because there's so many different energies. There's so many different things, like you said. It's always a learning curve. Tree Hugger saying Earth and Saturn total resets is the Capricorn name of the game. Just reset the game again. Yes. Reset
Yes.
it. We're ready. Or is it we don't have to reset it. We've just completed it. Let's just move on and up. Let's spiral it up
Yes.
and
Just spiral it
elevate
up.
it. Patricia here saying, I found out 18. I'm Aquarius. I know nothing. Oh,
Oh,
come on now.
there is so much to learn that, you know what? Again, I've studied it for almost 6 years and I still learn something new every day. And the more I can learn, hey, bring it on. I love it. It's just to me so spot on, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a
Okay.
tool to grow.
See, these guys like the astrology. They love it. See, we can't cut them off when they're asking questions and dropping all these comments. You can't just leave. I came in, well, we could, but I came in with extra earth energies, Dave's saying. Much of fire and air, but zero anything of water in any aspect of my chart. made for an interesting journey. I guess you had to find
A-
that. Would that
And,
make somebody less emotional if you have no water in your chart?
you cannot be pulled as a. I know somebody, and I'm not going to say who it is. Um, but yeah, there's somebody close to me that has no water in their chart, and I said, you know what? You handle things so well, and you were like a pillar of strength. You
Mm.
didn't get those water and that water in your chart because that's how you're able to stay in charge and do such a wonderful job that you do, because it's not bringing you down with the emotional thing. You can detach and stand back. Or me, I got air and water all in my chart, water everywhere. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, because it's like you have to tame the emotional beast. But that way made a great comment here. Master of all
Yes,
12 aspects of the zodiac to become the 13th warrior Christ. Christ mind, I think you meant, of Ophachias. It's he's saying what was it? I did a video on it. I still can't pronounce the name. Ophachias.
that's right. That's another rabbit hole that I haven't taken a dive down that I'd like to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the mastery. You have the lower and the higher of each sign and the expressions, and it's the polarities, learning the polarities and taking them to the higher. Oh, don't get me started this late, Lynda. Yeah, it's starting to come through here. Yeah,
See how she goes? But, I just, like, if I say leave some comments or if you have any questions, I don't like to just, like, say, "Okay, bye." You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
But yeah, I love it. I just can't get enough of astrology.
Yeah. Earth sign, is water sign together. We made I'm an earth sign. She was a water sign. Together we made mud.
uh, I love it. That's the Libra sense of humor there. I can tell you.
It sounds like that didn't work out too well.
Yes.
Well, a balance with everything is good. Dave, I'm sorry you don't have any water in your chart, but you know what? Go swimming in the lake. Or no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I guess like anything, it's all about balance. It's
Yes.
all about our lessons, and again, I'm going to bring up forgiveness and gratitude because those are the things that we're going to need for the rest of this month. It's very powerful reading I
Yes.
just did. If you didn't catch the beginning of this live stream, I did a reading for my patrons at the White Lights and Above. So go on over to my Patreon, Patreon, whatever. If you want to become a patron and get those readings monthly, it was really, really powerful, and it covered a lot of intense things for the next 3 weeks of July and kind of heading into August. It's sort of setting the stage for that. And the themes were forgiveness and gratitude. So I think that's something we can all try to do a little bit better, be a little bit better today than we were yesterday, as I like to say. Bev, do you have any final thoughts or any closing tips or anything else that's coming to you that you'd like to say?
Really just kind of hang on, be kind to yourself, step away and detach when you need to, and just remember everything is right on time for you and where you're at. Just try to find that higher perspective and stand in your sovereignty and your truth and be your authentic self.
That's perfect. Wonderful advice. And yes, detach from your emotions. It's taming the beast because you don't want to detach from them so that you don't feel them. You do want to feel your emotions and feel them fully because that's what it
Yes.
means to be human. That's the gift of being human is being able to, that's one of them, is being able to learn how to feel everything and feel it so fully, but not let them stay stuck. Don't own your
Right.
feelings. Let them
Let them
flow
flow.
like water. Like
Yes.
water, Dave. You got to get
Yes.
some of that water in there.
Let the flow.
Patricia, gratitude and love to you as well. Oh, Fachias, that's it. No, no, no. That way, don't apologize at all. You did fine because I knew exactly what you were talking about. I just didn't know how to pronounce it, so I saw that H in there or something like that. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend too. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, share this video if you got some value out of it, and let's help break those algorithms on Lynda's channel, right? Just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. We'll be back again next Friday. You can count on that. Love you
Yes.
guys.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend and stay strong. Stay